The Arizona State Sun Devils are back in the win column following a 31-16 victory over USC. They had a Fox on the field early on in the game. He was the first one to touch the end zone, and then, of course, the Sun Devils found the end zone plenty of times. I'm Jordan Spurgeon, alongside Zach Elvira, offering up some post-game wrap-up thoughts. And Zach, you were up in the press box, so what was your bird's-eye view of this one?
You know, for me, Jordan, it was obviously a much-needed win for Arizona State, especially after what happened with Washington State last week. We saw, obviously, Rachaad White go off tonight. He had 202 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Like you mentioned, we had the Fox on the field that obviously offered a lot of excitement, a lot of memes, a lot of jokes that were going out on Twitter. I know you had a good one yourself.
Rachaad White was feeling foxy.
He was feeling foxy, and he actually agreed with you, too. Well, kind of. He kind of agreed.
He said he liked it.
He said he liked it. He thought it was fun. It was funny. But, no, honestly, it was a much-needed win for Arizona State. They bounced back. Not exactly a clean game still had some turnovers, some interception issues with Jaden Daniels. But overall, I mean, this defense shined. And especially after last week where they really couldn't slow down Washington State very much at all, they had probably one of their better games of the year.
Well, let's stay there, Zach. Defensively, Chase Lucas was targeted a lot tonight. A lot of teams haven't spent that much time trying to go after Chase Lucas, but we know USC has a lot of really good receivers on that unit. And even though they were going back and forth between their two quarterbacks, they were going after Chase Lucas. And outside of a holding penalty against him, he was locked down all game long. So I was very impressed with what I saw from Chase tonight.
He was very good tonight. And he pretty much sniffed out, just about everything. He had a really big hit on, I think it was like maybe a little bubble screen that they had. Yep. He had a couple of really nice pass breakups. And like you said, he had that one holding penalty, and he even admitted that, maybe he didn't agree with the call necessarily, but in that situation, he's a veteran. He knows not to argue with officials. So he made a really good choice there to kind of walk away and let himself kind of reset. And, he was really good. Some of the other, ASU defensive backs gave up some big plays here and there, but he was really the only one that was just really solid all night long. And he was very emotional after the game as well. In more ways than one. Some of it was directed towards the media a little bit. But in general, especially after last year with what happened against this team, against the Trojans, I know he wanted that win really bad. And it's his last time he gets to play USC, which was kind of a big reason for a lot of his emotion. Had some tears in his eyes. And, that just shows how good of a player, how passionate he is about this program. And that's why he's a crowd favorite as well.
Yeah, the redemption was there for Chase Lucas and for ASU. And one trend that I've noticed this year, and I don't know if you've seen the same thing, but when Rachaad White has a great game, this team doesn't lose. He had 3 touchdowns tonight, was really all over the play. We saw Chip Trayanum had a fumbling issue. He's had fumbles the last couple of games as well. So how much do you think they need to rely on Rachaad White down the stretch? They get Washington next week, and then they go to Corvallis, and then, of course, the Territorial Cup. And it seems like he's going to be the key to the rest of the season.
Yeah, he's kind of been the key really all year long. We saw him. Obviously, he didn't play last week against Washington State, and they had the fumbling issues there, too. Chip is obviously a fantastic back, and Herm Edwards even said it himself. He's going to get more carries. Tonight, Rachaad just had the hot hand. So they just wanted to run with him. They wanted to kind of go maybe to Danielle a couple times just to kind of, change up the pace a little bit. But I really think that all 3 of those backs are detrimental to this program, and they are extremely important for this team to even have success as they go on the road for the next 2 weeks.
So ASU back in the win column, season back on track, supposedly, maybe. We'll see.
A little bit.
Expectations have changed a little bit, but that's going to do it here from Sun Devil Stadium. We're feeling foxy as we're sitting crisscross applesauce here in the stands inside Sun Devil Stadium. You can read Zach's story here on the website. Be sure to follow us on Sports 360 AZ for more content, and have a great night, everybody.